Hello, my beautiful friend. It's Betsy Gutting. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's talk about Saturn going direct. I am so happy about this. I hope you are too. I hope you can feel the movement. There is movement. There is a lessening of delays, of blockages, of, Saturnian where you get a no when you want a yes. There's that kind of energy really shifting. So I hope you're beginning to feel this. I am filming this on October 21st. You will be watching this on October 23rd or afterward, but I'm already feeling a lightening of the energy and some movement. So I hope you are too. Saturn will turn direct on October 22nd at 5:42 p.m. Pacific time. So with Saturn in Aquarius, we are freeing ourselves to live authentically according to our own inner rhythm, to do it my way, so to speak, your way, the way that your heart desires. So this is really about us saying yes to a heart's desire. And because Saturn is in Aquarius, co-ruled by both Saturn and Uranus wants us to change things up. Uranus is the wild card. Uranus brings in excitement and sometimes fireworks and just innovation, reinvention, wanting us to think outside the box, to think differently. Because of this, you may be thinking of starting a brand new chapter that does feel to you like reinventing your life, or just thinking really in completely new ways than you've thought before, because Saturn in Aquarius wants us to think about what's a workaround. If I can't have exactly what I want the way I want it, what's a workaround? Saturn in Aquarius does not want us to give up on what we really want just because we've had obstacles. So I'm going to touch on what the retrograde may have been like for you in a moment. But before I get into it, I want to say that we are building a solid, sustainable foundation. And I know if you've been listening to my videos, this isn't new for you. I've been talking about this for some time with Uranus and Taurus, helping us get a life upgrade, the North Node in Taurus wanting us to have a life upgrade, and Pluto in Capricorn and Saturn in Aquarius. This is all about us creating a life upgrade. And Aquarius is also about future plans. So this Saturn direct is really jump-starting our future plans. It's giving us momentum for going forward into the next thing. And I think it's really interesting that this direct motion of Saturn coincides with very closely to the Scorpio new moon solar eclipse. And the new moon solar eclipse is about, if you've seen my video on that, if not, I encourage you to watch it. It's about us building self-reliance, self-trust, stepping out into something new and letting go of something that's outworn for us, and really having our own backs, really taking care of our inner child as we say yes to our heart's desire. So these energies are very supportive of one another. Before I get into it, I want to say hello. If you're new to me, I'm Betsy Gutting. I'm an intuitive life coach as well as a psychic astrologer, and I love helping you catalyze a vision for your life. I am your believing mirror. I am your creative champion. I am your confidant and your accountability partner, a very Saturn phrase, your accountability partner. I will hold you accountable for forward movement in your life, for doing the things that you want to do. So at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you more about my astrology consultations, what results can you expect from them, and I'm also going to say a word or two about my soul alchemy coaching and clarity coaching. So stay tuned till the end for that, and I have a free gift for you, which I will tell you about at the end of this video, what it is and how to get it. Now, I will be doing readings for all the 12 signs as to where Saturn is going direct in your chart. Saturn is going direct at 18 degrees. So wherever you have 18 degrees of Saturn in your astrology chart is where you're going to be feeling this forward motion, this momentum, this saying yes. Be sure to listen for your sun, moon, and your rising sign because they all play a part in the picture of what this will be like for you. Your rising sign will tell you which area of life this Saturn direct is happening for you. Your sun sign is how your ego personality is going to be experiencing it, and your moon sign is how you'll be experiencing it emotionally. And in the readings for all 12 signs, I will also be pulling a card for each sign. And if you would take one moment now to click like on this video, to give it a thumbs up, I so appreciate your support. I also warmly invite you to subscribe to my channel. It helps you because you don't miss a video. You hit the notification bell and you get notified as soon as I upload. And it helps me. It's a win-win for both of us because it really helps my channel grow. So thank you so much for that. And let me know where you're tuning in from or anything else that you want to share with me. I absolutely love connecting with you. I love your comments. For those of you who have been leaving me comments, thank you so much. There are a lot of comments on the Scorpio new moon solar eclipse video. I'm just really grateful. It's so much fun to meet you and support you. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's talk more about Saturn direct in Aquarius. Saturn entered Aquarius in March of 2020. March of 2020. So just as the pandemic was beginning, Saturn went into Aquarius. Now, Aquarius rules large public places. It rules airports. It rules group gathering spaces. And remember how people were restricted from gathering together. Obviously there were the mask requirements in the airports. In some places, we were even told by our government leaders that we shouldn't gather with extended family for Thanksgiving or Christmas. And in California, where I live, there was a suggestion, a strong recommendation not to sing at family gatherings as well. So yeah, we were really feeling the restrictions during that time. And Saturn rules restrictions and control. Government control specifically. So we were all feeling that. Now Saturn was in Aquarius from March to July of 2020, and then it retrograded back into Capricorn until December 18th of 2020. From December 19th of 2020 until June of 2022, so that is about a year and a half, Saturn has been fully in Aquarius. Saturn retrograded in Aquarius in June of 2022. June of 2022 until October 22 of 2022, Saturn has been retrograde in Aquarius. What does this mean? During a retrograde of Saturn, we go inward. Like all retrogrades, we go inward. In the big picture, it means we're weeding our gardens. We're weeding our inner gardens. We are becoming very aware of our fears for whatever it is that we want to create. We're becoming aware of where we feel stuck, where we perceive obstacles, where we feel like we can't say yes to what it is that we want. So you may want to look back to June of 2022 up until now. What has been going on for you in the realm of moving forward on your life's direction, and more specifically, moving forward on a sustainable foundation for your life? And when I say foundation, I mean the confidence, the courage, the I can do this kind of feeling inside of you that I can do what I want to do next. It really depends on where this is happening in your astrology chart, because for some of you, this is going to be a foundation for career. For others, it's foundation in terms of your finances. For others, it's foundation in a relationship or in the place that you live. So it is different for everyone. But for a lot of us, it involves finances and money. Why? Because Uranus has been in Taurus, and Saturn and Uranus have been squaring. And the square is something that we've all been feeling. We've definitely been feeling it in all the disruptions in the financial markets, the up and down of the stock market. We've really been feeling it that way. In fact, the last pass of the Saturn-Uranus square, and I have a whole separate video for you on this Saturn-Uranus square, but the last pass, the fourth pass of this, just happened early October, and the square is now separating, which is great news. They're still very close together. But it came to its height, its crescendo, so to speak, of exactness with Saturn and Uranus. And during that time, early October up until around mid-October, don't quote me exactly on the dates, but in that time frame, the stock market really plunged again. It really plunged. And then today, which is October 21st, it had, from at least when I looked at it this afternoon, it had shot up 700 points. So yes, there's still a lot of disruption, ups and downs, but hopefully, because the markets really affect all of us, especially those of us who have savings, 401ks, retirement, etc. in the markets, it really affects our lives. So why am I bringing this up? Because regardless of the area of life in which Saturn is going direct for you, you're probably feeling it in some financial way. You've probably been looking at your finances and your money and wondering, how can I make this work? Whatever it is that's up for you that you want to soar forward on. Now, one positive manifestation of Saturn going direct, besides feeling some movement and feeling some momentum, is that sometime in the summer, June, July, and I know it's different if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, but sometime, let's say between June and September, you may have felt like a hard no to something that you were considering. Maybe Spirit planted an idea for you on how, which I would call a workaround. It was probably an alternative way to do something that you were not thinking about pre-2020. Pre-2020, you may have had a whole different plan. Or perhaps no plan at all, but because of 2020 and the way it's shaken up most of our lives, you may have had to come up with another plan, an alternative plan. And our values have shifted. As I've said a number of times in my videos, our values have really shifted. And so many of us are thinking of things in a different light and doing things differently and so on. But you may have felt a hard no within you, or someone outside of you may have told you no about something that you wanted. However, beginning in September and up until now, and this will continue, starting in September, that may have started to shift for you. You may have started to open up as the retrograde of Saturn got closer and closer to going direct. You may have started to open up to a new possibility for yourself. And I'll give you an example. So for me, as a Cancer rising and a Gemini sun, this 18 degrees of Saturn, it's happening for all of us at 18 degrees, for me, it's right on the cusp of my 8th and 9th house. So I'm feeling this in both my 8th and 9th houses. So my 8th house, I'm feeling it in terms of money and investments and, my nest egg, so to speak. In my 9th house, I'm feeling it in terms of wanting an adventure, wanting to travel, wanting to explore other cultures. And in June, for me, this was absolutely not, I'm not doing this. Like, I felt this inside. Spirit had planted this idea. Betsy, you could go to another country. Betsy, you could even move to another country. You've always wanted to live in another country. What do you think about moving to another country? You can do your work from anywhere. You are, I have a YouTube channel. I do my readings, astrology readings, consultations, and I do coaching, and most of it happens over Zoom. So it's true, I could do it from anywhere. But this idea of living in another country, I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm absolutely not doing this. However, as of September, I started to open my mind to this possibility. I started to open up to it. Now, have I started this process? I'm not ready to talk about that yet, but I am letting you know that giving you this as an example that you may be feeling this. And again, when we get to the 12 sign readings, we'll get more into where in your life are you feeling this. But this could be coming up in a couple of areas of your life, depending on where 18 degrees of Saturn is in your chart. And to me, the message of this and the point of me sharing this example is that we are all being called to open up to something that we may not have been open to before. We are mastering a particular area of our lives. We are mastering something, and this could be from within because, all mastery, spiritual mastery, life mastery starts from within. The reason I say this is because this shift, this Saturn going direct, it's happening October 22nd, 2022. 2022. That's 2 22s. 22 is a spiritual master builder number. It's the master builder number. It's where we've not only come here to master our lives, but we've also come here to build something that will reflect our inner self-mastery. And so this means it's not going to be easy, my friend. It hasn't been easy. You may have had some turbulence over this retrograde period. Whatever it is that we are going to be saying yes to, whatever Saturn is urging you on to do, let's think of Saturn in the realm, in this context, as your accountability partner, yes, but also your cosmic cheerleader in a very sort of tough love way because it's Saturn. Saturn is not going to sugarcoat anything or give you a lot of breaks. Saturn's going to say, you want this? Okay, you can go for it, but here's the work that you have to do. Here's all the steps that you need to take. And Saturn's going to hold you accountable. Saturn's going to, have a, what is the term? I think it's like a tight leash, something like that. A short leash. That's it. Short leash. Saturn's going to have a short leash because Saturn does not let you stray off the beaten path of what it is your heart desires. In Saturn energy, it's about responsibility to ourselves and responsibility to others. Sometimes a responsibility to others has expired. So we have to be willing to let go of any responsibilities that are not in alignment with our soul's path any longer. Saturn's also about commitments to self, commitment to others, if they're in alignment with our soul's true calling. Saturn's also karma. I think of karma as reaping what we've sowed. Any case of reaping what we've sowed, whether it's considered positive or negative, there's learning involved, right? So Saturn is really the wise teacher. I love thinking of Saturn as the wise teacher because if we stay true to ourselves in Saturn energy, if we follow the steps that we know we need to take to get a certain result, to get success, then Saturn will reward us. But if we are in denial, or if we are quote unquote lazy, we don't do the things we know we have to do, if we, slack off too much. I don't like that term slack off. I feel like that's not self-loving, but you know what I mean? Like if we don't do the things, don't hold ourselves accountable. If we don't, we know when we're having like 2 or 3 more cookies that, at least for, this is personal to me. I know when I am reaching for, another cookie, oftentimes I know that is not the best thing for me. And so I'm going to reap what I sow. I'm going to see weight gain if I do that. It's as simple as that for Saturn energy. It's very 3D. It's very earthly reality. It is living life on life's terms. If you do this, then this will happen. If you do that, then that will happen. But in the big picture, Saturn is about authority. And I know a lot of us as highly sensitive people, empaths, those of us on a spiritual path, a lot of us have what we call authority issues with authority because we are sensitive, because we have had, a lot of us, critical parents or critical authority figures in our lives that have brought up a lot of fears, or because we have been burnt at the stake, or we have, been flogged or tortured and so on in past lifetimes. So this is a very real thing. And I think it's important to acknowledge that the fears that we have been dealing with around anything that we want to do next that feels exciting for us, those fears can be very real. But what Saturn wants us to do is to claim our own authority, to claim ourselves, our higher selves, most particularly, as the highest authority that we answer to. And this is very Aquarian. Why is it very Aquarian? Because Aquarius wants to do things its own way. Aquarius is a very independent energy. It's about letting the freak flag fly. It is about being unique. It's about taking the road less traveled and really being willing to come out in our full authentic expression. This is Aquarian energy. Aquarius wants freedom. And so what I want to offer you as a way to work with this energy is to give yourself permission to fail. Permission to fail. Is there something, my beautiful friend, that you really want to do? Or maybe you haven't solidified what that thing is that you really want to do yet, but you're feeling called to explore, called to research, called to experiment. Remember, Aquarius is co-ruled by Uranus. Uranus says experiment. Uranus says do it differently. Go dance in the rain. Go naked. Go sing karaoke, even though you feel like you're not a good singer. Wear that Halloween costume that would be so much fun, but that you might feel a little bit self-conscious in at first. This is Uranus energy. It says do it. But we have to give ourselves permission to fail, permission to not do it perfectly. This is about the process. This is very process-oriented energy. Yes, Saturn says make a plan, solidify something. This is a long-lasting foundation-building energy. But in Aquarius, we have to take baby steps and realize that it is about the journey and not just the destination. If we're not willing to fail, if we're not willing to take chances, and I don't mean huge risks. If you feel like a risk is too much for you to take, you don't want to do it. There's no part of you that's feeling excited or exhilarated about taking the risk. I'm not saying go take a risk that makes no sense to you. What I'm saying is that if we are unwilling to venture into the unknown, to take chances, then we are not fully living. We're not fully living. And giving yourself permission to fail can be very liberating. And Uranus in Taurus wants us to liberate ourselves. Uranus, the ruler of Saturn, now going direct, wants us to free and liberate ourselves. Here's the other thing about Saturn and Aquarius that really gives us a tip on how to navigate this energy. Saturn in Aquarius is also about the tribe. It's the humanitarian. It's about the whole community. What's best for the community? How can I make the world a better place? How can I give back? How can I contribute? And it's about supporting one another. So yes, we are being encouraged to do something independently, something that is fueled by our own heart's desire, something that is an answer to our heart's true calling. Yes, that, but also we are being highly encouraged to do it within a supportive community. So asking others for support, having a creative champion who has your back, enlisting feedback from other people so that we don't feel like we have to reinvent the wheel and do it all over and figure it all out ourselves. We don't. Whatever it is you want to do, most likely others have come before you and they've done it, and they would have advice for you, encouragement for you, even a congratulations, yes, you're doing this. And that goes a long way in this energy, my friend. A beautiful boost to this energy is that just after Saturn goes direct and is fully in direct motion on October 23rd, Mercury in Libra is going to make a trine with Saturn direct in Aquarius. It is positive energy flow, and Mercury in Libra is about conversations. It's about supporting one another. It's about give and take and balance and feeling like I'm not doing this alone. I have partnership. I have people who want to see me succeed, people who are reaching out to help me even. How do we work with this energy? We have to be willing to let other people know, at least one person. You know, we're all different. Like some of us don't want to make a post on social media in a Facebook group that is geared to the thing that you want to say yes to. Not everyone's comfortable with that. Some people will only want to speak with a close confidant or a coach one-on-one in order to get that support. But whatever your comfort zone is, and hopefully you reach a little bit out of your comfort zone as well, this really is about us receiving communications and giving communications that will be a win-win for everyone, that will move us forward. This trine between Mercury and Libra and Saturn and Aquarius may bring a solidifying something to you. And this is happening on October 23rd. It may solidify. Some of you will be signing a contract. Some of you may be signing a new lease for a new home. Others may be taking out a mortgage or, purchasing a new home or making another really big purchase or accepting a job, starting a business, maybe drawing up a business plan or getting funding. It really depends. Again, I'm going to go through the 12 houses and you'll get a better sense of what this might be for you. But there's definitely a feeling of structure solidifying because Saturn also rules structure. Something solidifying, something, Saturn's like the four corners of something, the rules, the regulations, the building, it's foundation building. So I think a lot of us are going to feel like a solidifying of a decision, perhaps, a choice that we're making that is feeling like, yes, this is really going to happen. You might also be making new connections with people that you didn't know before, this new friendships and making plans to meet up with people. This really is about being a lot more social, but toward a goal, toward a purpose of whatever it is Saturn is encouraging you forward on. One more transit I want to tell you about before we get to the 12 sign readings that is also beautifully supportive of us moving forward, and that is Venus conjunct the Sun. You may have heard this also referred to as Venus Sun cazimi, and cazimi just means a conjunction. So what does this give us? This gives us an uplift. I think a lot of us will be feeling this. Remember, the sun is life force. Venus is love, money, romance, beauty, pleasure, the comforts of life. So I think a lot of us are going to feel some blessings coming in this area of love, beauty, money, pleasure, if you're not already feeling that, and just an uplift in our life force and our vitality. And this is going to happen. Venus and the sun will be closely conjunct within 2 to 3 degrees up until the Taurus full moon lunar eclipse on November 8th. So at the very least, I feel like this is an influx of unconditional love from the cosmos. At the very least, it's that. And I think many people will also be feeling that they're receiving gifts from other people, that they're giving gifts to other people, just like an overall really good feeling. Okay, so let's get into the 12 sign readings now. I have my oracle cards, and we are going to pull a card for each of you. I am going to pull a card for each of you, as well as let you know where this is happening in your chart. Be sure and listen for your sun, moon, and rising. Your sun sign is how your ego and personality are going to be receiving this Saturn direct energy. Your moon sign is how you'll be feeling this emotionally, and your rising sign is the area of life in which this is happening for you. So starting with Aquarius rising. Hello, beautiful Aquarius risings and suns and moons. So starting with Aquarius, hello, beautiful Aquarius. This is happening, this Saturn direct at 18 degrees in your first house, So first house is identity, how you see yourself. It's your roles, the roles you play personally and professionally. It's also your physical vitality and health, and it is your appearance. So you could have a change in identity. You could be, and whenever we have a first house transit with Saturn transiting your first house, I'm going to say this hasn't been easy for you Aquarians. Saturn in your first house, where you're trying to, especially in Aquarius where it's air energy, as you know, being an Aquarian, it's fixed air. We can be really set in our mindset. We can be really kind of stuck on how things should be a certain way. And then, of course, things have not been a certain way ever since 2020. And so this could have been a super challenging time for you, and may have had you really questioning, like, what do I want next? What do I want to do with my life next? It could have brought challenges in one or more of your relationships. And this is a brand new beginning for you, though. The energy is going to start moving for you, Aquarius, here in the first house. So the first house is really, it covers everything. It covers relationships because you've got your 7th house directly across from the first house, and that is committed partnerships and close relationships. And this could be, basically you're making some choices and some very important life choices. This is definitely a brand new chapter for you, no question. So let's see what the cards have to say for you, Aquarius. Okay, Aquarians, what is your card? Your card is Aquarians. I love this card. Love. This is love. Okay. So love can have a lot of different meanings. It can be romantic love. It can be a new partnership. It can be, feeling any blockages in any of your relationships lifting and just feeling much more of a flow there, feeling more compassion and more forgiveness and more ease in your relationships. But it can also be your love connection with the divine. It can be your connection with spirit, your own self-love, and of course, a juicy new romantic partnership for those of you who are single and you want that. So happy Saturn direct, my beautiful Aquarians. Okay, Capricorns. Capricorn, this Saturn direct at 18 degrees is happening in your 2nd house, of money, of earned income. It's your values. It's the traditionally Taurian house. So it's all the things Taurian. It's where we want comforts. We want good food, good drink, good whatever it is that you like to take into your body. And it's the things that make us feel really good in life. All the earthly playground kinds of things and the possessions that matter to you as well. So you could be getting, because it's tied to earned income, you could feel some forward movement in terms of your income, more income coming in, a new job. This could be related to a business if you are starting a business, or just new income in your business. It's also related to your values have shifted, and so now you're doing something completely different that is very much tied to your money. And you may be making a decision about buying something, about making a big purchase or an important purchase for you. So let's see what the cards have to say for you, beautiful Capricorn. Capricorn. Your card is potential. Potential. So I love in this card the way it looks like there's a volcanic eruption. That's the way I'm perceiving it. How are you perceiving it, beautiful Capricorn? I see this glorious light that is coming as a result of perhaps a volcanic eruption. And then there's a lot of action happening underneath the surface too, a lot of darkness and light stirring underneath. So I feel like what this card is saying is that in light of the Saturn retrograde that we've just had from June to October, there's been a lot stirring underneath the surface for you, a lot of questions, maybe fears moving through, maybe some anxiety, some depression for some of you, and that is now rising up through the volcano and coming out. I feel like this is a call for you to release any energy that is pent up, any anger, anything that maybe you have suppressed or depressed down in you. And also to know that it just feels like a burst of momentum going forward. You have amazing potential, Capricorn, that you have not even tapped into yet. So it's not, your life isn't, for those of you who are like, I'm done, like there's a culmination to this. No, like the potential, you have vast potential that you have yet to explore, that this card is really wanting to acknowledge. Spirit's really acknowledging this for you to explore, unleash, and say yes to what's next in really living up to your potential. Capricorn, only you know whether you feel like you're living to your potential. It's funny because when I coach my clients in Soul Alchemy coaching, it's one of the questions that I give them a self-assessment, life assessment questionnaire. And one of the questions is, do you feel like you're living up to your potential? And every single client I've ever worked with has always said no. So that's a great question for you. Do you feel like you're living up to your potential or to your potential? And if you're not, what would make you feel that you are? And that would be your marching orders from Teacher Saturn, beautiful Capricorn. Okay. Sagittarius, hello, beautiful Sag. You are having the Saturn direct at 18 degrees in your third house. The third house is neighbors, neighborhood, your immediate environment. It's your local everything that you do in your life on a routine basis. It's also siblings and communication, emails, conversations. It's our errands, it's short trips. So there's a lot going on in the third house. And often when we have some momentum happening in the third house, we feel really busy. We feel like, oh my God, you could feel overwhelmed. There's so much happening. But it can also be a really exciting time. It could feel electric, especially with Saturn and Aquarius. You might feel like a nervous system overload, calling you to do a little bit of self-soothing and slowing down. So I'm shuffling the cards and let's see what the cards have to say for Sag. Sag, your card is, I love this card, Gateway. Gateway, check it out. You are going through a portal, Sag. You're going through a portal into a whole new chapter or a whole new life. What does it feel like to you? What portal are you entering? Here is this ethereal unicorn. There's a call here to remember your ethereal nature, to remember that there are things we may not have experienced or seen in life, but it doesn't mean they don't exist. I'm thinking of like fairies and gnomes and different ethereal beings that, you know, just because you've never experienced them or seen them doesn't mean they are not here. And just because you haven't felt like the unicorn that is galloping through a gateway doesn't mean you can't experience that energy. This is the time to say yes to that. This is the time to say yes to going through the gateway as you go toward the next more joyful, fulfilled version of who you came here to be, beautiful Sag. So happy Saturn direct. Okay, Scorpio, hello, beautiful Scorpio. This transit of Saturn going direct is happening in your 4th house of home, family, and your inner self, your conditioned self. This is the inner child, where I see the inner child healing especially. So you could be having changes, momentum, forward motion in your home situation, whether it's where you live or whether it's family. Also, Saturn in the 4th, I want to just say, Saturn in the 4th house, Scorpio, not an easy transit at all. I remember my Saturn in the 4th house transit. Oh my gosh, I felt so lonely and isolated. So I hope that you haven't been feeling that. But if you have, I want you to know that Saturn is moving forward, and Saturn will be going into Pisces in March of 2023. Saturn's going to be going into Pisces, so you don't have that much longer of what can be the most difficult Saturn transit, Saturn in the 4th house. So let's see what the cards have to say for you. And I think it's only going to get easier from here, because Saturn direct, moving forward, it's only going to get easier from here, Scorpio. Okay, what did the cards have to say for Scorpios? Scorpio. Thriving. There's so much light in this card. Look at the light that is beaming out from this beautiful tree. The giraffe, which is, this beautiful, elegant, lumbering animal that just is so confident and so, I'm feeling it, but I'm not coming up with the exact words in this moment. It's so sure of itself. Giraffes are so sure. You can just feel their sense of this is it's like claiming your sense of belonging, claiming where you belong. As a giraffe, now of course I am projecting onto the giraffe, no question. But to make a point, giraffes, they know they are the queens of their territory, right? They are free to be their beautiful, elegant selves, to have, as a totem animal, the giraffe, its neck is so tall and stretches so high that it can see above life. It's able to see from a higher perspective. Also, all of this light coming out from this tree, and this tree itself is like the symbolizing you, rooting yourself. This tree is this card, I feel a lot is, especially in 4th house energy, is a lot about feeling rooted and knowing that when you are rooted, when you do feel safe and secure, when you do have a solid sense of belonging, you emanate the most gorgeous light that you feel yourself, that others feel. And it's just, I just feel a celebration with this. I feel a celebration. There's a full moon here, and we have the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, which I will do a separate video on. That is November 8th. So I feel like by November 8th, you are going to be feeling better, and you just have to give yourself permission, Scorpio, to move into the next chapter, to let go. Easier said than done, I know, but I feel a strong need to encourage you to let go of your past. The past is the past. The future is calling you forward. Aquarian energy is all about future energy. I forgot to say that. Oh my gosh, it's so much about the future. So you are being called forward into the future, into thriving, the promise of thriving. Okay, beautiful Scorpio, happy Saturn direct. Okay, so now we have Libra, and Libra, hello, Libras. This is such a beautiful time for you because we have the Sun and Venus in Libra and Mercury in Libra, making a beautiful trine to the Saturn direct. Well, I hope you Libras are feeling great. Plus, this transit of Saturn is happening in your 5th house of fun. Your 5th house of fun, love, romance, pleasure, creativity, your creative expression. This is a big yes to new forms of creative expression for you. Beautiful Libra. And if you are starting a new relationship, it will have a solid, sustainable foundation. It will have a really strong foundation underneath to be long lasting. So that's really good news. Also children here. So some of you may be moving forward on creating a family, building a family, and others of you, gosh, some of you could even be adopting children. So let's see what the cards have to say for you. Libras. Libra. Libra, your card is community. And check out the rainbow and the butterfly. You've been going through a transformation. The rainbow is coming through the trees. Yay. Oh my goodness. I want to look a little bit closer because I feel like there may be a fairy on the other side of this butterfly, but maybe I'm imagining that. But you know, fairies live in forests. And what this is saying is that you thrive in community, Libra. You already know that. Like, you guys are really good at creating connections. My Libra friends are so amazing at, when I think of how many connections they have so many connections, and they really do know how to leverage their connections in positive, powerful, beautiful ways. So yeah, this is really acknowledging the need for community. If you felt isolated, if you felt alone, some of you may have relationships where you haven't set clear boundaries and you have to let those relationships go, or you have to set new boundaries and see if the other person is open to that, will respect them, will renegotiate the relationship, so to speak, with the new boundaries. And if not, then there are new people waiting for you, Libra. There's new community waiting for you. The light is shining through the trees. You are coming out of the chrysalis into the butterfly. It's a brand new day. Okay, Virgo. Hello, beautiful Virgos. This Saturn directed 18 degrees is happening in your 6th house, of health. This is your this is your exercise routine. It is your work, your everyday work. It's like where you show up daily. If those of you who are still working, where you show up, what are your commitments on a daily basis. It is all about the daily routine and your schedules and so forth, exercise, nutrition, and so forth. So for you, Virgos, if some of you have been having a health issue, I really see that clearing up with Saturn going direct. That's really good news. If you felt stuck at work, if you have felt just like nose to the grindstone at work, or you have a boss that's felt like a micromanager, or something that's just been feeling too controlling for you, you've had a chance over the summer. I keep forgetting not to say seasons because they're different in different hemispheres. Between June and October, you've had a chance to really excavate your fears and to move beyond and to change the way your mind is thinking about things. That's what the Saturn retrograde did. And now you have a new inner foundation for really healthy routines and really healthy work. So some of you probably will be like going gung-ho on a cleanse, or a new commitment to yourself to start exercising in a different way, going to yoga, working out, doing something different perhaps. Or because we still have Uranus and Taurus still very close to Saturn, wanting us to change things up. So you may be changing up your routines in some way. So in a way that's innovative and healthy for you, that will bring more health into your physical vitality. So let's say, and emotional and mental health as well, Virgo. So let's see, I'm shuffling the cards and let's see what the cards have for Virgos. Your card is going forward. I love this card. It is such a beautiful card. There's this lit up pathway, lit up in light. The pathway is lit for you, Virgo. If your mind is telling you that you don't know which way to go, which often our minds do, this is saying no, just follow your spirit, follow your divine guidance. The light is leading you forward. Just follow the light. Stay out of the mind. The mind can be a bad neighborhood. If you're thinking too much, if you're overanalyzing, analysis paralysis, time to get out of that and focus on where is the light leading you, because this is an adventure for you, Virgo. It's a true adventure. So be open to adventure, be open to doing things differently, be open to taking the road less traveled, be open to taking a new path. Did I say open enough times? Virgo, I just really want to impress upon you that if you can be flexible, and you are a mutable sign, so you have flexibility. The mind's not always so flexible, but in being ruled by Mercury, sometimes we do let our minds lead a little bit too much. But follow your heart, follow the signs in the sensations of your body, and you will be led forward, beautiful Virgo. Okay, Leos. Hello, beautiful Leo. Leo, this is happening, Saturn direct at 18 degrees, happening in your house of partnerships, committed partnerships, which is not just love and romance or spouses or girlfriends, boyfriends, etc. It's significant others. It's also clients. It's also partnerships that for people who are really active in our lives. So it could be like adult children. That could be a really, I noticed that with my adult children, that sometimes when there's stuff going on between us, it's 7th house transit. So it's a lot of different partnerships. So you could be feeling some momentum and flow in your relationships. This is definitely, for many Leos, it's going to be an end of a blockage or delay or what feels like a no in terms of a partnership. You might be making a commitment to somebody. You might be taking a partnership to the next level. Some of you could be getting engaged. Some of you could be getting married. Some of you could be meeting somebody new that is like what we would call partnership material. Or in business, you could have forward momentum in a business partnership, or meet somebody new that seems like a great candidate for a business partnership. So this is all really good news. So let's see what the cards have to say for you, Leos. Leo. Your card is going forward. Okay, Virgo just got this card. And now you guys have it too. So in your partnerships, you are moving forward. You are moving forward. The light is lighting the path for you. There is no more delay. I see like this vision of these two innocent children skipping along the path. And one is saying, well, are you sure we're going the right way? And the other one is like, don't you see that the path is completely lit up for us? It's kind of like Wizard of Oz and follow the yellow brick road. That's what it feels like to me. So there is nothing, I feel very much of an ease for you guys with this card. Whatever heaviness you've had with Saturn retrograde, I feel that the heaviness will lift. I feel that this is, of course, about you staying true to yourself. If you're not true to yourself, if you're not setting clear boundaries, you're going to continue to feel Saturn kind of nudging at you to make changes. But if you are listening to your heart and staying true to yourself and setting healthy boundaries, then you, I think, will feel the wind beneath your wings, the tailwind at your back. So happy Saturn direct, beautiful Leos. Okay, Cancers. Hello, Cancer family. I feel like I have those, when you get those like stray hairs, they're somewhere and you can't see them, but you can feel them. Okay, Cancers, this Saturn direct at 18 degrees is happening in your 8th house of death and rebirth, transformation, new beginnings in terms of changing the way that you do your life. In the very big picture, this is a very transformational, evolutionary growth, soul growth house. It is also you moving through your dark fears, and it's sexuality, it is taxes, it's investments, it's shared resources. It's a lot of things. So, beautiful Cancer, you have probably done a lot of inner excavating and work on your fears or subconscious blockages around something that you want going forward. And it could very well have to do with resources and money. Maybe giving yourself permission to do something that feels to you out of reach or scary because you're not sure if you're going to be fully taken care of. But I feel that a lot of you have done a lot of work on this. I know I, as a Cancer rising and Cancer moon, have done a lot of work on my fears around this next exciting thing that I am committing to doing. And so I'm guessing that a lot of you have as well. So this is great news. There's movement, there's momentum. This could be for some of you a loan coming in, getting an inheritance, getting a big chunk of money. This could be this is also a relationship house because it is shared resources. So this could be a solidifying of going deeper with a relationship. This could be, pooling your money with somebody and buying a house. This is definitely often around real estate as well. So something really exciting could be coming forward for you around purchasing real estate or getting a new home. Maybe you get a windfall of money and you're able to pay your tax bill. It could be a lot of different things. Or a breakthrough in terms of your own sexuality, sexual healing. That would also be really lovely. So let me pull a card for you, Cancers. Shuffling the cards. Cancer. Illumination, Cancer, illumination. This Saturn direct, or maybe the retrograde, has given you an illumination. Anything that's been fuzzy or difficult to see is now being illuminated for you. There's such an ethereal beauty to this card. I love all of the green up here. I feel like this is about healing. Archangel Raphael may be an angel that you want to work with. I feel that there are angels in the clouds here. So I feel that this is about the mist clearing and you having clarity and you having a new sense of strength and determination and courage and confidence to go forward. So happy Saturn direct, beautiful Cancer. Okay, Geminis. Hello, beautiful Gemini. Gemini sun here. This Saturn direct for you is happening in your 9th house. Your 9th house of adventure, of spirituality. It's religious and spiritual beliefs. It's our belief systems. It is higher learning, so metaphysical learning or like getting a PhD. It's also international travel. It's taking, adventures far and wide, like to other countries, to other continents. So a lot of you, and it also rules visas and requirements, like government requirements, for getting assistance or the okay to move to another country, for example. It's also those technical things, those hoops that you have to jump through if you want to, have the freedom, like citizenship for another country as well. So for you, beautiful Geminis, some of you may be, especially because Geminis love to travel, love new adventures, love to explore other cultures, you could be moving or traveling to another culture. That would be very exciting. You could be embarking on a new course of study. You could be learning astrology in a way that feels very expansive to you. In this house, Saturn in this house wants you to explore your inner nature through some experience. So it can be like we go travel to another country because it expands us internally, right? It helps us to see from a new perspective. Or we, take a course in the tarot and that expands our minds. This is about expanding your mind, taking your own sense of enlightenment to the next level. And so Saturn here really wants us to embark on something and be somewhat serious about it. Like not, I know it sounds crazy to say an adventure is serious. It's not really like go travel just for fun. It's more like I'm going to travel because I can feel my soul calling me and I'm going to be listening to my spirit the whole way and following my spirit. That way we are holding ourselves accountable to our souls, and that's what Saturn wants. So let's pull a card for you, Geminis. I'm shuffling the cards. Okay, Geminis. Gemini. Your card is, opportunity. And there we have a crescent moon. So I feel like after the Scorpio new moon solar eclipse, as the moon begins to grow a bit, that's when you may have an opportunity come in. There's an opportunity coming in for you of the light. It will take all the purple. It will take your expansion to the next level. Purple is crown chakra. It's our ability to have divine downloads and bring down new information that expands us and enlightens us. And some of you may want to do more stargazing. I don't know how much stargazing you do, but just going out at night or letting yourself go camping if the weather's right for that, or just to lay outside among the trees and look at the sky and look at the moon and ask for guidance. But an opportunity is coming for you, Geminis. What is that opportunity? What does your heart desire? What do you most want? Where is your heart calling you? That's the area in which you're going to be receiving an opportunity. So happy Saturn direct, beautiful Geminis. Okay, Taurus. Hello, beautiful Taurus. You are having Saturn go direct at 18 degrees in your 10th house of career. Taurians, I know you have had, many of you, a slowdown or disruption in your 10th house of career, meaning purpose, fulfillment. This is also the legacy that you want to leave. It's also retirement for some of you who are at that stage of your life, who are making that choice. There's been a slowdown here. There's been blockages. There's been delays. There's maybe even someone who told you, no, you couldn't do something you wanted. You can't start your own business. You can't free yourself by, maybe stopping the workflow that you've been doing and maybe giving some time to you for yourself. This could have also rippled out to your 4th house of home, family, and, childhood conditioning, your own healing on the inner levels. Now there's movement, now there's flow, now there's going to be some forward momentum, especially with Mercury in Libra, making this trine to Saturn, as I talked about earlier in the video. I think you're going to have new information coming in, new communication, new support happening for you. Beautiful, Taurus. So let me pull a card for you. I'm shuffling the cards. Let's see what the cards have to say. Taurus, time for a breakthrough if you haven't had one already. Action, Taurus. Action. Now check it out. There is this wave. I feel like this feels, I'm feeling Uranus in this card because of the wave, which is, there's a lot of momentum in this wave. And it's not just a little, gentle wave. Like there's a lot of force coming up from beneath the surface here. And there's also, wow, so much energy in these clouds, creative energy in the orange, solar plexus, and just like clear cognizance in this yellow here, just like a clear knowing and like an ability to say yes to something creative, something that I also feel like there's a being here in this cloud, like a being that is almost otherworldly. This is tell me how you're perceiving this card. Leave me a comment. I love your comments. But to me, I'm perceiving like, wow, like a real sense of breakthrough here. And I just mentioned breakthrough, I think, right before I pulled this card. I think this is what is happening for you. There's just like, you may feel like this comes out of nowhere. This may feel very Uranian, like something comes out of nowhere that causes a breakthrough, that causes what may even feel like an enlightenment for you that really shifts your life. So yay for that, beautiful Taurus. Happy Saturn direct. Okay, Aries. Hello, beautiful Aries. This is happening Saturn direct at 18 degrees in your 11th house. Your 11th house of community, friendships. This is groups, organizations. This is social media. This is the world card. This is your hopes, wishes, and dreams and your long-term gains. I love the 11th house. It's very public house. This is where we, like if you have a YouTube channel or you have any kind of, social media following that's important to your work or to just your sense of life purpose, then you'll feel some momentum and movement here and support. Beautiful Mercury and Libra support, communication, more back and forth, more maybe meetups, more socializing for you, and perhaps some letting go of any kind of connection to a group or friendship or social media platform that's no longer doing it for you, that no longer aligns for you. So Aries, I shuffled the cards. Let's pull a card. What do the cards have for you, Aries? Your card is openness, Aries. Openness. This card, first of all, there's this gorgeous full moon, which tells me that on the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, you are going to receive a gift. You're going to receive a gift of illumination. You're going to receive an aha moment. You're going to receive a gift that is very physical and tangible, perhaps, in the way of a life upgrade. And this is saying stay open. I also think it's acknowledging that you have been open, many of you, and acknowledging that your openness is creating new opportunities for you. I love this card. And there are a lot of beautiful constellations if you look more closely at the card, constellations in the sky. So for some of you who feel an uplift from looking at the stars and from pointing out the constellations and from in your mind's, you know, in the quietness of your mind and heart and your mind's eye through guided visualization or your own visualization, really connecting to your stardust nature. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Okay, I know I didn't sing that very well, beautiful Aries, but that's what came through for me. It's like some of you just want to go back to the garden, want to reset. Go back to a connection with your divinity, your divine self, your connection to Mother Earth, your connection to nature, your connection to your cosmic intelligence. Stay open to opportunities for that because it's coming for you. Okay, Pisces. Hello, Pisces. This is happening Saturn direct at 18 degrees in your 12th house. So this is your comfort zone, really, Pisces. You are comfortable in both worlds with one foot in the physical world, one foot in the ethereal world. The 12th house, of course, is the house of retreat. It's your mystical nature. It's your connection to the divine. It is also where we need more rest, where we need more contemplation. I bet that this Saturn retrograde for you has been quite the ride. I'm guessing it's really excavated your subconscious mind. It's really brought stuff up for your healing. And now you get to reap the rewards. We shall reap what we have sown in Saturn. Now you get to reap all the inner work that you have done, Pisces. And much of it has maybe happened on a subconscious level, like in your dreams at night, in your sleep, because that's often what Pisces, where they do their work is, you know, through astral travel work or at night while they're sleeping. So let's see what the cards have to say for you. You also could receive a real breakthrough or enlightened kind of moment, a moment of real sweet connection with the divine as Saturn moves direct. Pisces. Your card is Pleasure. Pleasure. Who wouldn't want to get this card for Saturn direct? You are getting the nod, beautiful Pisces, to seek out pleasure, to let yourself climb these stairs, this very gentle stairway through the gateway to the ethereal realms of light and joy, comfort and pleasure. And there's this sweet deer off to the sidelines acknowledging your sweet innocence. We are all innocent in our nature, and this is acknowledging that. There's a crescent moon. So as the moon begins to grow after this October 25th Scorpio solar eclipse, be aware of opportunities for pleasure. Or before that, starting now, be aware of opportunities for pleasure. And say yes to those, Pisces, because that is what is on offer for you. And I also feel that some of you may be really getting some rewards and benefits and joy and sweetness from guided visualization. And I do have a few of those on my YouTube channel, as well as if you go to my website and sign up for my inspirational updates, you get an instant download of a beautiful meditation that can also take you on a journey, because I feel for some of you this is a call to go on your own inner journey, and that will be super sweet and healing for you. Okay, so my beautiful friends, thank you so much for joining me. If you would like a personal astrology reading where we look at your gifts, your talents, your strengths, your potential, your untapped potential, your life purpose, your dharma. This is a natal chart reading. I offer natal chart readings. I offer heart's desires reading where we focus on a specific heart's desire, and I also offer life purpose readings. For all of my readings, no matter what reading you sign up for, I will also enlighten you on the current astrology transits, how the planets are transiting your chart and how they are affecting you and how you can use them, work with the energies for your greatest gain, and also the future transits that are coming up that are of significance for you and how they can help you move forward as well. So every astrology consultation, it is my goal that you come out of it feeling more empowered, more confident, more ready to say yes to your next step. And I encourage you to go to my website and check out the testimonials that are on my astrology page. I've added some new ones recently that may also give you a clear sense of whether an astrology consultation with me is the right thing for you. For those of you who want to do a deeper dive, who really need support on something that you're moving through, whether it's relationships, career, money, or just the next phase of your life, a vision that you want to catalyze, or you have no idea what's next in your life and you need support, check out my Soul Alchemy coaching. I will leave the links below to all of my services. I also offer one-off coaching clarity sessions for those of you who want a one-time session, or at least start with that, and you would like to get immediate relief, immediate help through coaching. It would be my joy, absolute joy, to support you. So thank you for being here with me, for your time, energy, and presence. Thank you for giving this video a like, for giving it a thumbs up. It's completely free and it really helps my channel. And also for sharing this video with your friends and or family who appreciate astrology. For your subscribes help you because you get the next upload as soon as it comes out. Tap the notification bell. You'll be notified immediately when I upload, and it helps me because it really helps my channel grow and helps get these videos out to more people who love astrology. I love your comments. I love connecting with you. Leave me a comment. Let me know what resonated for you in this video. What are you going through? Anything that you want to share? This is a like-minded community. I really want us to feel free to support one another and to feel free to express whatever we want to express here during the Saturn direct in Aquarius, all about the tribe. And I will be back very soon with another video for you. This one on the Taurus full moon lunar eclipse conjunct Uranus. This is going to be such a big forward moving energy. So I can't wait to speak with you about it. And until then, I'm sending you all my love.